Hi Kelly, Simon here from Little Big Marketing. Ellie actually asked me to take a look at your website here to see if there's anything you could be doing a little differently to improve your ranking on Google and other search engines. We do this because usually once you land on page one for enough different keywords or search phrases, the revenue increase is so significant just due to that simple fact that your website is found over and over and over, or more and more and more by more people each day, and of course that leads to getting more calls and more clients in the long run. So that's what I'm going to sort of look at today is how you could sort of boost the performance of your website. So I'm going to show you a few things on the back end of your website, what's helping it rank at the moment or where you're ranking at the moment. I'm also going to share a few tips on the easiest way to rank a website. There's lots of different things that Google looks at, but there's three main things. And I'm also going to point out what it looks like in terms of that increased traffic that I'm talking about by looking at a couple of your competitors who I'm at the moment they're assumed competitors because it's hard to you've got a very specific sort of service that you offer. So I've done what I thought would work, but you can always correct me later, and we can improve on that if we need to. But I think it's still going to be quite eye opening. Um, so first of all, I'll show you how your website's ranking at the moment. So I've got your website in a tool here called Ahrefs. You're ranking for 98 keywords, and keywords are just any search phrase that someone would enter into Google looking for your particular service. You can see that you've got message mate there. You've got your own listen's name, which is quite common. Now I'm filtering on position here. Position is where you're in Google right now on their results pages. So there's 10 results per page. So right here for owner listens, you're on page one, which makes sense. Message mates, you're on page one. TBD liquids, random, a few other different things. I assume these are coming from your blog. And then the best damn liquid, that's interesting. As we come down, we're on page two here, page three, and so on and so forth. Now, the idea is this volume here is how many times a keyword or search phrase is searched for per month. So TBD liquids currently is being searched for 1,600 times per month in the US. And as we go down, what I wanted to point out is that currently the only keywords that you're ranking for is your own name and message mate. So it's at the moment your on-page SEO work is far from optimized, and you can see here that it's bringing you in, very few clicks per month. So traffic is then clicks per month. How many people are coming to your website every single month? So you got 5 here for message mates, 4.2 there for message mates, but that's about it. So that's where you're at in Google right now. Now, what I wanted to mention was the 3 tips that I was going to point out are content, number 1, on your website. Number 2 is backlinks, and number 3 is citations. Now, content, what I'm referring to is words and images on your homepage and service pages. And the reason I say this, I notice you have got a blog which can be used for ranking. However, Google still does like to see around 1,500 to 2,000 words on a homepage. You can get away without that with a blog. However, at the moment, just from having a look at your keywords, we really need to work on getting those good keywords, good quality keywords into your content somewhere, because you're really seeing no traffic from any decent keywords, and I'll show you that in a minute on one of your competitor websites. Other than that, it's quite a nice looking site. This header probably needs to be tidied up a little bit just for aesthetics, but pretty good website overall. Now, what I did was put in here website messaging integration, assuming that was sort of your main target. And I've chosen Sendbird and I've chosen Smooch.io as other messaging platforms that could be integrated into websites. And coming across to Sendbird to have a look at their content. It doesn't look like they have a blog anywhere, so they really need to have that extra content on their homepage. They've got a little bit, but yeah, not enough, and no, other than that, no real personalized images. It's all very very generic. And then coming across to this Smooch, we have got a picture there of someone, but yeah, a little bit of content. I'm going to say about 500-600 words there, not much. So really, if you were to go and get that content into your blog a little bit more keyword oriented, you're going to start beating these guys out with content from the get-go. So that's really important. Now, number 2 was backlinks. Backlinks, you probably already know this, but any where any website refers to another website via a clickable link, and these links transfer authority from one website to another, and Google looks at that as though it's building trust. Every link that you get passes a little bit of trust to your website. And the more of that you have, the more these little circles fill up, the more keywords you rank for, and the more traffic comes through to your site. So you're getting 83 clicks per month on your site. Organic traffic, meaning it comes from the organic section in Google's search results, nothing paid, no paid advertising or anything like that. So that's organic traffic. These little circles, they're quite good numbers. I really want to focus on this for a second, because you've got good quality backlinks coming from good quality referring domains. The reason this is so low is because your on-page SEO is set up not really at all, and I'll show you that in this little tool I've got here that I've been able to put your website into and just go through a few things. So as we come along, I'm going to point out the things that are missing. Not all of them, because there's quite a lot, but I'm going to point out a few obvious ones. So obviously, text message integration or whatever is not found in your URL. That's okay. Title tags without keywords. Descriptions are missing or don't have keywords. You've got no meta descriptions, which is descriptions of your images that are saved, where they're saved. You've got to go through and get rid of all the underscores in where your images are saved. Scrolling through, you're missing headers on your website in important spots. That's where I mentioned about the 2,000 words on your homepage. No keywords at all. So I mean, you can sort of have a look at this and see that there's quite a lot missing that needs to go through and tidy it up. No mobile sitemap, that can be quite important. A few things done here. There's quite a lot. So a page rank of 55 isn't very high, so that's a bit unfortunate, but not hard to fix. Just a process. So that's why this is so low at the moment. There's just the on-page SEO at the moment. I can see that someone's been adding backlinks or referring domains recently, so that's great, but it's not really going to help if Google doesn't know what to rank you for without the correct keywords. Okay, so that's backlinks. Now, if we come across to SendBird, I'm going to show you that they've got quite a few more, but their numbers aren't a whole lot higher. 43, 63, 55, 69. And the reason for that is the backlinks that you've got are quite good quality. But the traffic differences here that I want to point out is astronomical. Having these 11,000 keywords is allowing them to pick up nearly 10,000 clicks every single month, or at least for the last month gone. So it's kind of, this is what I'm trying to show you. Optimize your on page a little better, and you're going to start seeing these sorts of numbers. Not straight away, but once Google sort of picks up the fact that all these different bits and pieces are being put together. And then coming across to Smooch, they've got a lot of backlinks coming from not so many referring domains. When you're starting to look at like 100 each domain, or even more than 20 per domain, Google starts to suspect you of spam. They haven't started suspecting that yet because their ratings are still quite good. But once again, 9,500 keywords, and they're getting nearly 3,500 clicks per month. So you can imagine the extra clientele you'd be getting from that. Okay, so that was number 2, backlinks. Now, number 3 is citations. Now, for this specific keyword phrase, normally we're not seeing it here, but normally there's a map pack, the Google map pack, and you would have seen it, I'm sure, for other different services. For restaurants near me or whatever, certain services near me, or if you're Googling location specific, it brings up a map pack. Now, there's 2 things that are good about the map pack. Number 1 is, or about the Google My Business part of the map pack. That's what you need to get in there. There's 2 things that are really good about that. Number 1 is the fact that every citation that you get, which is where your name, business name, number, and address is mentioned on any directories like Yellow Pages or Yelp, Home Advisor, any of those places, any of those directories, the more of those there are, the more Google values your Google My Business, and therefore, because your website is mentioned on your Google My Business, it passes extra trust back to your website as well. And it also gives you like a headquarters. Now, I'm not sure if you've got a Google My Business at the moment, but if you don't, you need one. That's a very important part of the SEO process. And I'm sorry, I didn't explain exactly what SEO is. If you don't know, SEO is search engine optimization, or the process of having your website optimized for ranking on Google's search results and other search engines. Yes, that's citations. Really important to go out and get as many as you can for your Google My Business. That has to show exactly how your Google My Business is, as in your name, number, and address. So that's really important. So with that, I just wanted to take one more look at this, organic traffic that these guys are gaining per month, and have a look at some of where they're getting that from. If I click on where they're getting the most traffic from, well, it's actually that's already filtered. You see they're getting 2,000 clicks from their own name, and that's because they've got a reputation from being on page one for some time. So people know who they are already. Now, if we come through to like messaging websites, what I want to point out is the volume on all of these. If you can start getting these sorts of keywords into that content, you're going to start showing up for these keywords, and obviously you're going to gain more and more clicks. So really important. All right, so with that, I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea on how you could go about getting some more clients through your website. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.